would love for it to be about 2 inches longer. The cigar.
Yeah. Which is pretty much what we spend most of our time trying to do, is entertain each other.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I've really got into St. Paul and Broken Bones.
Sex after 25 years of marriage is a lot like the McRib. National Cigar Day. In case you're wondering when we recorded this, it is February 27th?
27th, 2023.
National Cigar Day. So we are celebrating National Cigar Day with a couple of good cigars.
We are the Smokey Guys. I'm Kevin Price.
And I'm CR Parsons. And we're just getting this thing started. We've been talking for what, a year and a half, 2 years now about doing this?
I think we've done some dry runs before.
Yeah, and we're just getting around to getting it done. Of course, it doesn't help that, like, YouTube doesn't like cigar stuff. They don't like cigar material for some reason.
Well, they just don't want to pay us for it.
Exactly.
They don't mind that we put it up.
Yeah.
We've seen enough of the videos of guys throwing up stuff that, becomes more annoying than helpful.
Absolutely. I think we're smoking the same thing, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Spring roll.
This is the new spring roll from Punch.
I don't know if you've ever had any of their annual releases. This is the second year that I've done a box of them. I had the Fu Manchu last year. But
that was a great smoke, too.
It really was.
I think I smoked a lot of yours.
Well, and around here, they're just a hair over $6 a stick for those annual releases, and that is a hard thing to beat.
No doubt. I like the presentation. They always do a really neat, last year was that round thing.
The tin.
Yeah, the tin, and this year it looks like a Chinese takeout box, which is very cool.
Yeah. Although, I worry a little bit about the cultural appropriation of having all the Chinese.
Afraid us or Punch will get canceled.
Exactly.
Hey, we've got our, we've introduced ourselves as part of the gang. We also have our producer in the house. You're not going to see him on camera much if we can ever convince him to get on camera. Kevin Schultz is hanging out with us over here behind the scenes.
That's right. We'll probably have trouble getting him to speak because he's been pushing us to do this, and yet he refuses to get on camera.
And at some point, it'll probably be like one of those things like a normal podcast where we come to you via video and he's chiming in from some locale,
So if you're not happy with the audio or you're not happy with the video, it is Kevin Schultz's fault, not ours.
I think he's just told us we're number one. Are we trending
like
number one?
Yes, we're trending number one at this
He is
point.
also our social media coordinator over there, just to see if we're trending. I think. Pretty sure that's how that works with him.
What'd you do this weekend? Anything exciting?
Well, as you know, I play music. Because, you're in my band, so you kind of know I play music.
Yeah. Well,
they may not know.
That's true.
That's true. So, hey, there we go. I played a show at a local venue here in Tulsa, Oklahoma called Crop Happy's, one of my favorite places to play because you're allowed to smoke cigars.
Hey, you can't beat a place where you can smoke cigars while you perform.
Yeah, great food, great staff. By the way, they have Yingling on tap, which makes it even better for me now. We are new to the Yingling universe. We just got it distributed to Oklahoma starting this month. So
that's right. I was in Missouri this weekend, and it's the first time I've been to Missouri that I did not pick up Yingling.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can grab that when I get home.
Because they don't even sell it in Missouri yet.
Do they not?
No. They're with us. They're Missouri.
Oh, Arkansas is where I always get it.
Exactly. I say Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma all got it on draft in February, and it's going to be actually released to the stores in cans and bottles here on March the 6th in Oklahoma. So
very cool. Very cool.
Passed a big triple trailer being delivered out to the local beer distributor here. All Yingling trailers, got me really excited, because I used to have to, pick up 15, 20 cases and bring it back.
Right.
For personal consumption.
That's right. Personal consumption.
I was not bootlegging. I was not selling it. It was all personal consumption.
I mean, there was that one time we were trying to drive to Georgia with a truck full.
Yeah, but, we had a sheriff get after us. It was a weird deal. Dang near lost my Firebird.
And if you are old enough to get that reference, congratulations.
Yeah.
You figured out how to work YouTube.
Yeah, if you haven't figured out, we're old. Yep.
That's cool. That was an acoustic set for you, right?
Yes. Acoustic set, had a great crowd, had a guy named Bruce Bell brought a big group out. He's from, Coffeyville, Kansas. And they brought a big group of like 20-something people out. And I didn't know them, but they knew me, and we just commenced to having a great party. And then, Saturday was pretty casual, not a whole lot going on. Went to our producer's house for a Mardi Gras party.
Nice.
Which, didn't get too out of hand. We had a hot tub that only guys got in, so that was kind of odd. But
yeah, I was wondering why you sent me a picture of Sausage Fest in the hot tub.
Yeah, that's what we were calling it, sausage stew. Nice and cool. What about you? What was your weekend like?
I had trying to remember Friday night I went to a concert over in Arkansas.
Okay.
Went and saw a group that I grew up with, an a cappella church group called A Cappella.
Oh.
And they were having their 40th anniversary, and they were huge back in the 90s. They actually had a record that hit the top 40 of contemporary Christian music as an a cappella group, which was just unheard of at the time.
Was that like here or in Denmark? Because, bands tend to do really good in Denmark.
That's true. That's very true. But it was good. It was good to see some of those guys. They had some guys that performed with them that have not performed with them in a decade or more, and so it was good to see them. Good to reconnect with those guys. And then Saturday, I was up in Springfield, Missouri, at a place called the Corner Pocket Comedy. I for those of you who are watching this, I do stand-up comedy as well as doing music. And so I was doing some stand-up. I headlined the show, and it was a blast. It was the other two guys were recording their sets for submissions to different things, and so we had a good audience. It was a great night.
Very cool. Springfield, one of my favorite towns. Those people up there love entertainment.
They do, and they're an awesome crowd. I mean, they were much quicker than Arkansas on getting the jokes. Of course,
you didn't have to put it up on a whiteboard
That's
and
right.
describe what
didn't have to spell it out for them or anything.
I have to be careful calling it a whiteboard, because I think that's probably going to get me canceled as well. Some sort of appropriation of.
That's right. Even blackboards aren't black anymore; they're green. Does anybody use blackboards anymore or chalkboards? I think everybody uses whiteboards anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Digital boards.
I have no idea.
See, I grew up with chalk dust in my lungs, because that was what you did. If you got in trouble, you had to go clean the erasers.
I don't know. My wife will vouch for this. When we were in college, we took some college classes together, and we had one that was like a history class, and I used to just infuriate the professor, because I would always play devil's advocate, even if I didn't agree with what I may have agreed with what she's saying, but I'm gonna go the polar opposite.
Sure, that's just fun.
Her thing was to always throw chalk at me. And so I knew I'd get under her skin whenever a piece of chalk came flying. I was like, yep, that's it right there.
Dude, when I was in college, I was taking chemistry. We had this little German chemistry professor, short little guy, talked 90 miles an hour, but he wrote on the chalkboard faster than he talked. Yeah. And he had the giant chalkboards that were like floor to ceiling, and it was a super high ceiling. You could slide one up, and there was another one behind it. He would get in there and start talking and start writing start writing equations, and he would fill 6 chalkboards with equations, and then he'd go, wait, and he'd go back to like the second chalkboard and erase something and start correcting. I did not pass that class because I never had a clue what was going on.
Because you didn't have a beautiful mind.
Not at all. Not at all.
We're going to have our producer dig into the current usage of blackboards to whiteboard ratio and report back to us if there's some sort of data that supports whether one is preferred over the other.
We can just ask ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. You've been playing with that a lot lately,
Oh, man. It is so weird. It is wild what that is capable of. And I'm not even touching the surface of what it's capable of. Have you messed around with it at all?
I have not. I've only received your information that you forwarded to me. Like, I'm driving down the highway and I get a text that says, oh, hey, I know you're going through Omaha. Here are a list of the 12 best cigar bars in Omaha. I appreciate that, by the way.
Hey,
yeah,
it's great, the information it has. Have you messed with it, Schultz?
Very little.
Very little.
Hey, we got him to speak.
Hey, I knew I could get him to talk about computer stuff.
Episode 1, and he is actually we've got some words out of him.
No, it's wild. I was trying to see how creative it was, because we know it's going to be good at technical stuff. I mean, it's a computer. It's an AI computer.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be good at technical stuff. But I wanted to see if it could be creative. So I asked it the other day to write me a song in the style of Cody Jinks, and it did. I mean, the lyrics sounded like Cody style lyrics. And the whole 9 yards, and it wrote the whole thing, verses, chorus, bridge, the whole 9 yards. And so I then went on and I asked it, I said, okay, so what's a good chord structure for this? And it outlined a chord structure.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what about alternate chord structure? It listed those. So then I asked it, I said, okay, since I asked for a song in the style of Cody Jinks, what's Cody Jinks' style? What information are you using? And it gave me this whole history of who Cody Jinks was, where he came from, what his music style is like, and what his lyrical style was like. I was blown away.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. You sent me some of that too, and I was shocked at the way it really nailed down who he is and how he develops his songs. And I'm a big fan, obviously.
Oh yeah, we both are.
Yeah, so it was cool to see. Something we probably ought to throw out there is, where we're at.
Oh,
You're talking about,
absolutely.
Great cigar bars and getting lists off of AI. We are at our home cigar bar. This is our cigar lounge, if you will. It's not really a
That's
bar
right.
because there's no liquor being served here. There's
Correct.
This is Omerta in South Tulsa.
Yep.
Great lounge, awesome place to be a member. If you're in Tulsa or in the surrounding area, I cannot speak highly enough of this place. Great selection, awesome humidor. The staff here is second to none. They know their stuff. They always and they learn like what we like, and they're able to suggest things based on what we normally pick out in there. And they're like, hey, this just came in. I think that's something you'd be into. Wayne and Ty, and then of course the owner Jarrett. They do phenomenal at keeping all the good stuff, and a lot of good boutique stuff that you can't get anywhere else, or is very limited to find anywhere else.
Right. Yeah, they do a great job, and they've got stores here and in Oklahoma City,
Monroe, Louisiana.
I think that one's called Governors or something.
Yeah.
It's not an Omerta, but it's a different name, but it's the same group.
And then they're besides having these lounges like this, where you can be a member and have a locker, and you can keep your alcohol in there and your cigars, and you have a 24-hour access to a lounge, which is really cool. Well, in addition to that, they have their Stag whiskey bars in Stillwater and Oklahoma City.
That's true.
Rumor has it there's going to be one in Tulsa very soon.
And I understand it's going to be about 2, maybe 3 miles from my house.
Very nice.
I'm excited. I love Stag because you talk about a whiskey selection.
Oh, yeah.
The Oklahoma City store, I love that place because if there's a whiskey I've been looking for, I can probably find it on the shelf there.
Yeah.
And if I can't, I just ask and it'll show up.
Yeah, and their happy hours are awesome, and the drinks, the cocktails that they make. Man, they make some really, really good cocktails, and they know what they're doing, and always do good. But the thing is, we're so lucky here in Tulsa because
spoiled.
We have a lot of great establishments here that are the owners are great, and they're all cigar guys. They all know what they're talking about, and they know how to keep clientele happy. And like I say, we're really lucky because you and I both do a lot of traveling and have been to a lot of cities where that's not the case.
Oh, it amazes me. Cities the size of Tulsa most of the time have one, maybe two really good cigar bars or cigar lounges, period.
Yeah.
And that's it. And Tulsa, we've got, 6 or 8?
Yeah.
And they're all spectacular. We're flat spoiled when it comes to that. I'm sorry if you're watching this somewhere that you don't have that. But
come to Tulsa.
Move to Tulsa.
Hey,
It's a
Tulsa
great
remote.
hometown.
They'll pay you $10,000 to come here. It's awesome. Look into the program. I can't, met a lot of good people that come in through that program, and some of them cigar folks just like us that ended up moving here, and now they love it. So
yep. Well, one of the reasons I like finding cigar shops everywhere I go is because you never walk into a cigar shop and sit down and have a smoke and walk out of there not having spoken to anybody.
Right.
They're just very social places, and I love that about cigar life in general because, like he said, I travel a lot, and walking into a new city, a place I have not performed before, I don't know the people, don't know the area, don't know what their attitudes are, and it's great because I can learn so much about a city just by sitting around smoking cigars with guys.
Yeah, same.
I say guys, it's not guys anymore. It's everybody.
Yeah.
I was in a cigar bar up in Springfield Saturday, and there was a guy in there with his wife and their daughter, and a couple other guys brought their girls in, and it was a great atmosphere.
For sure. I was up in Rapid City this last weekend, and first thing I did whenever I got to town was look up, is there a cigar lounge? And sure enough, there's a tinderbox there, which is a former national chain. I don't know how many are left. I haven't done that research. Maybe we put our producer on that too.
There we go.
Find out how many.
I wonder if that's the same tinderbox that we just watched the video about the Vegas shops.
I believe it's the same.
That was a tinderbox.
It was in Buffalo, of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, their setup in Rapid City was phenomenal. They really do have a good lounge. They have, it's kind of it's an older building, so you have that kind of shotgun style, which is straight back, and they have 2 halves of like a building. Lots of great chairs, TVs, good little humidor, man. It had a lot of great selection in there. And I picked up a couple sticks, had a really good old fashioned.
Nice.
I'm an old fashioned guy. It's kind of my go-to drink. If I'm not drinking whiskey neat, I'm drinking it with some, in an old fashioned.
Some bitters and some syrup and all that good stuff.
So.
Speaking of which, I asked ChatGPT to create some cocktails for me. So one of these days, what we may have to do on this is just make the cocktails that ChatGPT created.
Yeah.
Just to see if they're any good.
I'm down.
I mean, that's the amazing thing about ChatGPT is it can come up with so much stuff that we could probably do an entire series just on stuff ChatGPT gives us to do.
Yeah.
Which is
we're not sponsored
scary.
by them, by the way.
No, I don't know.
It's a new toy that we're experimenting with here, so
Exactly.
I've got to get into using it and see what it's all about.
Yep. Oh, did you get your fortune from your punch cigar?
I have not unrolled it. I took it off clean here, so let me.
Now I know with fortune cookies you're supposed to eat at least some of the cookie before you read your fortune.
I'm not eating a cigar.
Yeah, I'm not either. My granddad did that.
Just chewed on them?
Just chewed on
Yeah.
it. He had a doctor tell him he had to quit smoking cigars, and so he quit smoking them. He just quit lighting them. He still chewed cigars to the day he died, and it was weird. I grew up with him having a box of cigars right there beside his rocking chair, and he never lit a cigar. Never lit a cigar. It was so weird.
You may have noticed a big dip in the sound here. All of a sudden, our smoke eater went out over there.
Our
So
Yep.
now, I know with the normal fortune cookie, what you're really supposed to do when you read it is you're supposed to add in bed to the end of it.
or between the sheets.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've always done in bed. So here we go. This is sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, but not this one, in bed.
Mine is, you are smart enough to buy this cigar. You don't need luck. In bed.
There you go. Your wife may beg to differ.
I was going to say, I've been married almost 25 years. Trust me, I need luck. Sex after 25 years of marriage is a lot like the McRib. It's available for a limited time, twice a year.
For you, it's going away this year and not coming back. Well, you were talking about going to cigar bars and how it's cool, or cigar lounges, and meeting people in other towns and striking up conversation. That's what I've we've talked about this a lot, especially around here. We'll get a room full of guys here, and I feel like we could get rid of like Congress and just let all the world's problems be solved in a cigar lounge.
That is true.
Because that beauty of it is like we'll come into a cigar lounge and hear other cities, whatever, and we meet people of all races, all financial backgrounds and social standings and stuff like that. And it's amazing how we all just sit around and have great, honest conversation.
Yep.
Without all the BS that we're told to how we're being told by the media and stuff how we're supposed to feel.
Right.
And that all goes away in a cigar lounge.
It does.
It goes out the window and everybody has a good, honest conversation.
And I think there's something about it that people kind of feel free to speak their mind, and other people don't hold it against them.
Right.
Because you're gonna sit around with those same people next week.
Yeah.
And so you learn to interact with people in such a way that you're not. Nobody takes offense at stuff because you're just sitting around chatting.
Open exchange of ideas.
That's a novel concept.
I think it is.
YouTube won't know what to do with that because they don't believe in that. If we weren't demonetized, I'm going to make sure we are.
Yeah, you're going to make sure we get off the platform in a hurry. So we'll be available on Patreon before long.
Or check out our OnlyFans.
Yeah. I think at this point it'd be only fan, probably. It'd be like singular.
That's probably true. I seriously thought about doing that. I thought about starting an OnlyFans just for my stand-up and just put stand-up bits on there as my OnlyFans just to confuse people. Check me out on OnlyFans. Oh, is he snoring in there?
Yeah.
Hey, the chairs are comfortable here. What can you say?
Yeah.
I mean,
when you got snoring in the background, it tells you that the chairs are comfortable. We can't. Again, we talked about how nice this place is.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a good place to come crash.
Absolutely. What are you smoking over there?
Underground 10.
Oh, those are good.
Man, you're a man of many words.
We're gonna make you speak. You know,
Yeah.
You know how this works.
He's actually the reason we do this,
He's,
or are doing this.
he's the one that has pushed us because every time we sit around and have a conversation, he'll get to laughing, and the next thing we hear is podcast.
So here we are.
What are you drinking tonight?
This is a Basil Hayden red wine cask. It's one of their newer releases. It's 80 proof. Probably drinks less than that. But it is, it's a really, a lot of whiskey guys kind of bash on Basil Hayden maybe.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. If I say something, yeah, Basil Hayden's good, I'll get, oh, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
This one is really, I like it. It's like you took a really good glass of Cab and drank it, and then didn't rinse it out and added some Basil Hayden to it after.
Okay.
So you get that, the aftertaste of the red wine.
Yeah.
It's not overbearing in the whiskey, it's not like they just dumped a bunch of wine into it and infused it.
Right.
Yeah, this is just a very slight hint of it, so
Okay.
it kind of smooths out the bourbon.
Oh. It being 80 proof, I imagine it drinks pretty light anyway.
Yeah, it does. We're used to the
Yeah.
hundreds plus.
Yeah, we like our strong whiskey. Well, I have to wait until, let me see, a little over 24 hours. I'm doing a dry February, and I picked February because it's the shortest month of the year. I promised myself this year I was going to take a month off of drinking, and not court ordered or anything like that. It's just I'm out a lot, and so I end up drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And so I always said I was going to take a month off this year, and I picked February, so I'm almost done. I've gotten all the way through the month.
I think I'll do like March 18th through April 17th. I think I'm safe in that because I get St. Patty's Day,
Yeah,
and then there's really nothing else until
True.
the 17th. So
true.
Although
Although you have to be careful on the 17th.
what's that?
Because you're getting a tattoo on the 18th, and
Oh,
alcohol's
yeah.
a blood
Yeah,
thinner.
March 18th. Yeah, I'm gonna get another tattoo or continue to work on this half sleeve I've got started over here.
Nice.
So, big shout out to Mel D over at Ink Junkies Tattoo.
We sound like we're sponsored, even though we're not.
Oh no, don't get us twisted. We're way just broke guys that have cigars and whiskey.
We watch way too many YouTube videos, so we know to do shout outs. That's all it comes
we'll
down
keep
to.
throwing them out there. Maybe at some point somebody's gonna, throw something our way, some swag or something,
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
But we're not gonna get rich off this because YouTube won't monetize anything with cigars or alcohol. I don't think. So
Nope.
that's okay. But we'll have a good time. We'll talk about cigars and whiskey and just whatever else happens to come up. We'll have special guests. We have a lot of friends who are touring stand-up comedians that will come in through town that are also cigar guys. We'll get them to come in here. We'll have musicians that are, cigar guys that come through and
We may even get our producer to get on camera once or twice.
we may convince him. He's not a whiskey guy, so we'll have to do like a beer series or something.
Old fire.
Oil fire.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
right. He's an oil fire guy.
Oil fire.
I forget he's an oil fire guy.
They're like, what's oil fire?
A lot of people can't get a hold of oil fire.
No.
Oil fire.
Oh yeah, we get real
Get
southern
real
accent.
get real oaky on that one.
Yeah. Because it sounds like we're saying it's spelled like Oylfarr.
All fire. Is that all fire?
Yeah, or maybe it's ALLFARR. I don't know.
What? Okay, how would you describe oil fire?
You're asking the wrong person. It's just not whiskey. It tastes good. I don't know. It's got a little bit of, hazelnut maybe. Is that what you would?
So it's like whiskey and Nutella mixed together.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Got to be sweet for me.
Yeah, he's a beer guy. He's part German, so what can you expect?
There's nothing wrong with that. Love a great beer.
I do too. I'm a dark beer guy.
Same.
If I'm going to drink a beer, I want it to be dark and malty. In fact, anytime I go into a craft brewery, I don't even bother to look at their descriptions. I just walk up to the counter and go, "What do you have that's dark and malty?"
They're like, oh, yeah, he's in the back.
Yeah.
we'll get him to come out here.
No, I didn't say dark and salty.
Oh, okay.
I said dark and malty. I can't do IPAs. I am not a hoppy beer guy. I don't want my beer to taste like it's been run through a garden of some kind.
Same. I was watching. I'm a big foodie too, and I was watching one of those food shows the other day, and they were at a barbecue restaurant like in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
And the guy was bragging about how he brines his brisket for 24 hours in a real hoppy IPA.
Okay.
And I thought, there is no way I'm trying that brisket. It's just not going to happen.
I wonder if cooking it would make it better. I mean,
I think it's
it
the hops
might.
that gets me.
Yeah, but it might be okay because a lot of the time you rub herbs on beef anyway. So I mean, you're a little herbaceousness in beef wouldn't be too bad, I wouldn't think. But I don't know. I'd have to try it.
Yeah. The problem is, it looked like it'd been boiled or something whenever it came out. I was like,
Yeah.
ah, man. I'm one of those classic, classic smoker guys. I just take it right out of the wrapper and let it come to room temperature, and then go throw it on the smoker and let it go. Just salt and pepper and
Salt, pepper,
I'm
keep
good.
it simple.
Yeah.
See, I'm enough of a Southerner. I have to have brown sugar. I have to have that. I like that sweet, and then I like a little spice. So a sweet hot rub is just perfect for me.
Pork, I'd brown sugar that with
Oh,
cayenne
yeah.
pepper and
Absolutely.
totally. But yeah, I don't really do any sugars on my briskets.
Do you not?
Nope.
See, I just that's like I said, that's the Southerner in me.
Yep.
And that's the Mississippi boy in me.
Yeah, we're not native Okies either.
No, neither of
Much
us are we?
No, I'm a Texas guy.
Are you a native Okie?
Yep.
Hey, we got one native Okie on the team.
Yeah.
So he can tell us all about it.
In fact, he's a true native.
oh, he's
Okie.
actually a native Okie. Yeah. Yeah.
Which tribe are you?
Creek.
Creek.
Smokey Creek.
That's the one that spells Muskogee really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a V and an O and.
The correct way.
Oh.
Now we're getting one of those King's English conversations.
That's
where, like,
right.
proper spellings and.
No, I'm originally from Mississippi.
Mm.
I was born in Gulfport, and I say I cheated. I grew up both places because I moved here in like third grade, and I've lived here 90% of the time since then. I've lived a couple of other places for a year or two here or there, but I've been here basically since '78, and so I consider myself a born again Okie.
Yeah.
But we always went back and visited family every summer. So I had a whole summer crew that I ran with, and a whole group of friends in Mississippi, and a whole life there outside of school. And I spent my school year here, so I feel like I cheated. I have two hometowns.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, so whenever you transfer, because I did that too. I moved around a lot. I was in California, South Carolina, Texas. So I moved pretty much every state south of the Mason-Dixon I've lived in at some point. Moved around a lot as a kid. But like whenever you moved here, so you said you moved here in third grade.
Yeah.
Normally they ask for like a transcript. So I assume whenever you moved here in third grade, they just asked for your high school diploma from there. So third grade's about
That's
equitable.
about as far as you go.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought, okay.
It's about right. It's about right.
So
No, they
transferred and-
it was tough because they had to send the slate that they had
Yeah.
carved it into
right.
over, and that took a while, and so.
They had to transcribe it. Do we have a scribe still on payroll?
Now you were born in Texas.
I was born in Canyon, Texas, just south of
Yeah.
Amarillo. But my family, on my dad's side, is all from Oklahoma. My great grandmother was full blood Cherokee, and so unfortunately she never enrolled. So we get no benefits from that. But it's still good to know your history, I suppose.
I guess so. I guess so.
But yeah, my granddad, grandmother on my dad's side, that whole side of the family was from down around the Wilburton area.
Okay.
And so yeah, it was good getting to know those folks, and now it's crazy how many of us were from Texas now actually live here. 'Cause my cousins, some of them live in McAllister, and so a bunch of us ended up back here, even though it was like never planned or intended, I don't think, but we
They
we
kept
came
trying to
back.
escape, and Oklahoma kept pulling them back.
Yeah. It's like a redneck version of The Godfather. Whole lot less Italian. Actually, that part of the country has got a lot of Italians,
Oh
crabs
yeah,
and all
crabs. Oh,
that. Great eating. Oh,
great food. What's the? There are two places that are known in Krebs for their Italian food.
Yeah, the two big ones that are really well known are Pete's Place, which is awesome. Pete Pritchard started it. Joe Pritchard has it now and does a great job. I mean, their food, and they also own Krebs Brewing Company, which is awesome beer. They do that. The old Choctaw beer, chalk beer.
Chalk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. love going down there. And then you have Roseanne's, which is a cousin of them. In that place, they have some of the best fried chicken and spaghetti. Oh, it's phenomenal. I love going there. And then
That just sounds like a funny combination.
I know,
Fried
right?
chicken
But
and
it just
spaghetti.
really works together. Then you have another one down there called Alec Capri that's really good, and they do a wonderful like ribeye, and
Yeah.
their Italian food's great too.
I'm trying to remember where I ate down there last, because I was down in McAllister for something, and I ran over there and ate. I had my wife with me for some reason. I don't know why we were down there. I can't remember.
There must have been shopping if she went with you.
Good chance. Good chance. Actually, I can almost guarantee there was shopping if she was with me. That may not have been why we were there, but
Yeah.
I almost guarantee that occurred.
Which, by the way, if you're ever down there, you got to go to Libera's Italian Market.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my gosh, they make fresh mozzarella. They make their own Italian sausage. They make a bunch of other stuff, but those two things in particular, I will go down there and just load up the coolers and bring it back.
Do they have like a bakery?
They don't.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
I would love to find a good Italian bakery. We vacationed one time in Cleveland, Ohio, because we don't know how to vacation. But we were
Be saying you go to Des Moines on vacation.
Exactly.
Nobody goes there on purpose.
But the thing was, we wanted to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and my boys were still younger, and they love roller coasters. I do too, when I can fit in one. But I love roller coasters, and so we knew we wanted to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we were going to go to Cedar Point. And Cleveland was close enough that we could drive over to Cedar Point for a couple of days and have our time there. But what I do when I travel, if I'm going to someplace I don't know, I try to get a hold of folks that live there and find the local places.
Right.
Because I cannot stand to eat at chain restaurants.
Same.
I mean, I can have Applebee's anywhere in the country, and it's going to be the same food no matter where I go.
Right.
Why would I want that? So I got on my alumni group and found some people that lived in Cleveland and asked them, where they recommended. And there is a little neighborhood just off Case Western University there in Cleveland that is an Italian neighborhood. Oh my goodness, such good food. There was a little Italian bakery that we got some stuff at that was just delicious. It's a bakery item that's rolled almost like a horn, and then they stuff it with mascarpone and usually
cannoli?
Cannolis.
Yes.
Oh, they had fresh made cannolis. Oh, they were delicious. And there was a little Italian restaurant there that looked like it was in the shopping center, and it looked like just a little hole in the wall in the shopping center. And you open the door, and a guy in a suit greets you in this very Italian accent and walks you to your table, whines at the table, and he tells you, we make our focaccia fresh, so we'll throw it in the oven since you're here.
Why does he whine at the table? Is he just upset, or is that
No, I was whining afterwards because I had way too much wine, and I didn't know when we were going home. I needed to go take a nap.
Well, I have a suggestion then for you here in Tulsa then.
Mm-hmm.
Nana Rose's. It's
Oh,
over
really?
91st and Memorial by my house.
Okay.
Italian bakery.
Oh, I didn't know it was over
There you
there.
go. Yep. So,
I'll have to try that. Have you ever tried Nana Rose's?
No, I have not.
yeah.
Huh. I'll have to give it a try.
Yeah, we have a couple of really good spots here in town.
Cool.
That and Gamble's Pastaria.
Yeah,
which is
Gamble's.
close to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Great Italian. D'Alessandro's.
Gamble's has the best carbonara I've had in town.
Yeah, theirs is really good. Really authentic.
I'm a big fan of pasta carbonara
Same.
when it's done right.
Yeah.
If you give me one with frozen peas and bacon instead of guanciale, I'm not going to be a happy man.
Yeah.
Well, for a cigar podcast, we have not talked much about our cigars. What do you think?
I love it. It's a great, like I say, for the money, it's a heck of a stick. A little short,
I know.
It's just a little.
I would love for it to be about 2 inches longer. The cigar.
Yeah. Well,
I'd love for
I think
everything.
most guys would say the same
I'd love
thing.
everything to be a couple of inches longer, but the cigar, it's what, a 4.5 inch,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I'd love for it to be a good 5.5 or 6 incher because it's got a great flavor. It smokes very light for being, I think, a fairly medium-bodied cigar.
Yeah.
I would not hesitate to give this to a first-timer
Oh no,
and
definitely
say,
not.
here, try this and see what you think.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, if you have questions about cigars or anything, let us know. Do we have a Smokey Guys email?
You're gonna put me on the spot here. We will by tomorrow. How about that?
Okay. I'll put the Smokey Guys email in the information about this video, but if that doesn't happen or we don't have it, you can send your emails to me. It's booking, BOOKING, at CR Parsons, PARSONS.com.
Yeah. But we'll just go with, it'll be info@smokeyguys.com.
There we go.
And you can spell Smokey with SMOKY or SMOKEY, and we'll have them both
Kind of like
set up.
whiskey.
Yeah, exactly.
You can spell whiskey with an E or without an E.
Yeah, we'll cover all our bases whenever it comes to the smoke.
Speaking of whiskey with an E or without an E, have
Yes.
you seen any good videos from the Whiskey Tribe lately?
Yeah, I mean, those guys just crank out good stuff all the time. I'm trying to think of the last one I watched that I enjoy them all.
I do too.
They know so much about whiskey. They know more than they've probably forgotten more about whiskey than I'll know. So,
Exactly.
that's another great video series that you can go check out on YouTube. I always enjoy their banter back and forth and stuff, but they give a lot of good information about whiskey, which is cool. There's not a lot of ego involved.
Yeah, I love watching those guys. They're so much fun, and like you said, they're so knowledgeable. For being as fun and entertaining to watch as they are, they really know what they're doing and have a lot of great information.
Oh yeah.
And that's not true of everybody. I mean, a lot of people have great information, but oh God, you don't want to sit through it and listen for the information. We, on the other hand, have no information, and we are just slightly entertaining, if entertaining at all. We entertain ourselves.
Yeah, we'll just tell you what we think. And whether it's right or wrong, we don't really know.
Well, you're a musician, so what have you been listening to? Anything good lately?
Oh yeah, I've really got into St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Been listening to a lot of that. I saw those guys in Oklahoma City at the Jones Assembly. I guess it was about, I don't know, first of this month.
Yeah.
Went down and checked them out, sold out show, and man, from Birmingham, Alabama, and they know how to do that Southern soul music, and they do it so well.
They really do.
They're very, if you're a Nathaniel Ratliff fan, that's another kind of one that would bridge over, even like Marcus King. Those it's kind of that, I don't want to say the same feel, because Marcus King's more blues.
Right.
But it's that same vibe, I guess, you get out of the music, and it just makes you feel good. And everybody I've turned on to it really likes it. And that, and what was I listening to today? Eddie 9 Volt.
Okay.
It's more bluesy, but
I don't know that I've heard Eddie 9 Volt.
yeah, really good stuff.
Huh, I'll have to look that one up.
I'm going to see Buddy Guy next week, so
Nice.
I've been really kind of dipping more into the blues here lately, and that came up on one of the random lists I was listening to. And
every time I hear his name, all I can think about is that South Park episode where Cartman's talking to somebody, and I forget who he's talking to, but whoever he's talking to calls him Buddy, and he goes, "I'm not your buddy, guy."
yeah.
Every time I hear that, every time I hear Buddy Guy's name, that's all I can think of is South Park.
Well, I've never seen him in concert, so this will be a first and a last, apparently, because I guess this is his last tour. He's
really?
hanging it up after this. But
Wow.
yeah, getting to go see him, and I mean, our producer's seen him twice. I think once was in a women's restroom. Is that right? You know what I mean?
You have to tell that story.
I
You can
saw
be
him
off camera,
in
but you have to tell the story.
You saw him in a women's restroom. Go ahead and start there.
He likes to walk around in the crowd, and he ended up in the women's bathroom, so I went in there and took a picture of him.
While he was going to the bathroom, or was he still with
He
his
was
guitar?
still playing the guitar.
Okay. And that's pretty impressive. You
Very
can
impressive.
Go to the restroom and play guitar?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I can't either.
Don't follow me into a bathroom expecting me to play you a song.
Nope.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I have no clue how long we ought to go or what we need to do. I'm gonna edit some of this down.
Oh, yeah.
Just because.
Pare it down. And
Yeah.
take out some of this BS. You're not gonna have to worry about like clipping. Like sometimes, when we've done these before, we've attempted to do these. We start off with a big old cigar, and we like have to, take a break or cut it down to when it's down to the half and down to the last third, and
right.
Yeah, you're not going to have that issue here. These
No.
smoke pretty quick.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, they're a good 45 minute to an hour smoke,
Oh yeah.
depending on how quick you smoke. I have a tendency to puff a lot, so I smoke quicker than some.
CR puffs a lot. That's going to be your.
that's my rap name.
Yeah,
CR
yeah.
puffs a lot.
I was just thinking when we hit it big, when they come out with a animated series, that's going to be his characters. CR puffs a lot.
Oh. Well, I have had an interesting day today. I found out that a TV show that I filmed last year came out starting last Friday. It's on PureFlix, which is the Christian TV network kind of thing.
That sounds like the Christian Pornhub or something.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm not going to get you in trouble. You're not going to be invited back for season 2.
Who knows? But the cool part was, one of the things I did, I was an extra, so I played background stuff throughout the show, and I found out today that the intro for the show, where they go through and introduce all of the actors and the creative director and all
Produced
that,
by,
yeah,
music
all
by,
that,
yeah,
all those credit things.
Yeah.
One of the shots that they use is me playing upright bass and singing. So that was kind of cool. So I actually am on every episode of the show. Now, you can skip it because there's a button right there that says skip intro. So you can skip seeing me. But I thought that was really cool. I've gotten to do a lot of extra work over the last few years.
Well, I was going to say, you've been in a couple of hit series.
Yeah, Tulsa King.
Yeah.
I got to play a biker because with this, I guess that's what you do.
Are not Tulsa King.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of how I'd call it. But
They filmed so much of that in Oklahoma City that if you are from Tulsa or know the Tulsa area, it really took away from the show. The show was great. It was a good story.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great show. But it almost would have been better if you didn't know Tulsa to watch the show. So if you don't know Tulsa, enjoy the show.
Yeah.
That's not Tulsa.
Yeah. And season 2 won't be filmed here, so
No, not
it
at
won't
all.
be filmed in Oklahoma City. And I guess it was too hot here. It's one of the things I'm hearing.
Sure. Let's go with that as opposed to them screwing up and not getting all of the tax credits they were supposed to.
Now, you were in Harry Potter too, right?
No, I just looked like Hagrid if he got fired.
Oh, yeah.
Had to pay child support. No, I was also in Reservation Dogs, which is a hit show on FX on Hulu.
Another local guy.
Sterling
created the show.
Harjo.
Yeah, exactly. Another cigar guy.
Another cigar guy. I love Sterling. Sterling's doing amazing things, and that's his baby. He created it and does the writing for it, and has done 2 seasons now, and they've gotten the pass for the 3rd season. And so it's a great show. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. But yeah, I've gotten to be in both seasons of that one. So it's been a fun few years.
And
kind of fishy.
It's kind of fishy. Yeah, if you watch season 2, you will get why he said that.
Felt like he was in it, and I actually enjoyed the show. That tells you something right there. It's a great show.
It's always fun when you can entertain your friends.
Yes. Which is pretty much what we spend most of our time trying to do, is entertain each other.
That's right.
And those around us. So, I think we do a pretty decent job of that. Hopefully that will come across in here at some point.
Yeah, hopefully y'all
Probably
are
not the pilot,
enjoy
but
this. Yeah, this is the first shot. I mean, if you're not enjoying this, keep watching because it may get better. It may get worse, and that may be fun too.
Yeah.
Or it may never happen again, because that's the
Hey.
way these things go sometimes.
We tried to doing whiskey. We were going to do these, what was it called? It was
I forget what we were calling it.
The Churchill thing?
No, we were doing this. We were doing where we mixed drinks and we tried different whiskeys, and we decided it was something Sundays. I can't remember now.
Yeah, it was. I forget what we called it, but we decided to shoot several episodes on a single Sunday, completely forgetting the fact that we were drinking whiskey the entire time. So we got 2 episodes recorded, and as we were recording the 3rd episode, we realized that neither of us had a clue what we were talking about. We were both a little drunk.
So it was proof that we were not like using sweet tea or anything to like.
No, we were not
fake
faking it at all.
No, definitely not. And who knows, when we get these things going, maybe we'll drop some of those little nuggets out there for people to see. And
That'll be for the Patreon members.
there you go. You can laugh at us. And
Well, this has been fun. I think we're going to call this here because we're getting close to an hour, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
And nobody wants to sit through more than an hour of us sitting around BSing.
No, definitely not. So do us a favor though, even if you didn't like it, this will do us like a really big favor, and hit the like and the subscribe button. I don't know where it's going to be. I could point at the bottom of the screen, but it's going to be down there somewhere. But if you could do that for us, that would really help us out and help us get this thing kick-started.
Absolutely. Hey, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on all the social medias at the @ KP Troubadour. Troubadour I have to spell out for everybody. It's TROUBADOUR. But, you know, because I'm a singer. So, and you can find our band at Kevin Price Band on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. So probably
Check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, and Pandora, or
all the streaming services.
All the streaming
250 of them. I didn't know there was that many, but
Yeah.
apparently there are.
just look up Kevin Price. You can hear his EP that was recorded. What was that? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, we our timing was impeccable on that. We recorded it in 2019. By the time it got mixed and mastered, we got a release date in January of 2020, and here came COVID. So did not get to do any CD release parties or anything like that, but
No.
we did a whole bunch of online shows, which you can find on our Facebook page.
Yep.
And check those out. And but it's been great. I look forward to. We got enough tracks for the next album. We're gonna get into the studio hopefully soon and
Yep.
crank out another one of those. We do have a live album coming out probably in the next couple months. So it was recorded at the Shrine here, which was the first place I played in Tulsa.
Very cool.
So looking forward to that. What about you?
We'll send you information on that if you ask. You can find me on social media. I'm either CR Parsons Comedian or CR Parsons Comedy. Just look them both up because I never know, because some you only have so many letters you can use and some you can use more. So I can never remember which one's which. But CR Parsons Comedy or CR Parsons Comedian. See when and where I'm performing, and follow me there.
Yep. Please click follow and like and all that stuff on all those social medias and on YouTube. And we'll see you again, hopefully real soon.